Thanks for joining. So we wanted to talk a little bit about marketing today and lead generation in the real estate realtor space. We get a lot of questions on this, and a lot of realtors come to me and say, hey, I'm thinking of flying a banner behind an airplane over the beach. Should I do that? No, right? That doesn't make sense, right? There's a lot of ways to market and lead generate that are free or cheap and a lot smarter. Not that the airplane with the banner is dumb, but it's not smart because there's no way to capture those leads. There's no way to see who actually saw the banner, who is interested in contacting you. There's no way to reach out and contact you immediately after seeing a plane flying by. So that's what I mean by smart or dumb. So there's a lot better ways to stretch your dollar and get the most bang for your buck in our industry. So I just want to take you through a couple of slides. So here's the thing. This is research from the National Association of Realtors. 90% of all buyers surveyed say they will definitely use or probably use their realtor again or refer their realtor. So 1, 3, 5, 10 years down the road, they're saying, yeah, I'll use my realtor again. Yes, I will refer my realtor again. 90%. Sellers, the data is pretty close as well. 87% of sellers say they definitely will use their realtor or refer them down the road. So 87 and 90%, that's an amazing customer satisfaction rate. The real number of actual buyers and sellers that do use their realtor again is, take a guess, 11%. So it drops from 90% I will to 11% that actually do. Any idea of why that is such a tremendous drop off? Yes, follow-up, lack of follow-up, lack of systemized, automated follow-up. Planning it out, thinking it out for 1, 5, 10 years down the road. The agents who do that, they're able to scale their business faster. And they're the agents who you hear say, oh, my business is 99% repeat business, 99% referrals. Those agents have mastered some of these techniques. So as realtors, here's really what we do in a nutshell. We are all competing for the public's mind share. We're all competing for our sphere's mind share and their sphere's mind share. Okay, we're all playing the same game. Those who are able to successfully capture mind share in their marketplace have huge businesses. Okay, and it doesn't happen by luck or lack of planning. There are systems to accomplish this. So here's another survey. That's a lot of data went into this, a lot of interviews, many, many thousands of hours, a lot of money went into these reports. And it shows that sellers in any marketplace, when they're surveyed, 76% of sellers can name one realtor in their marketplace. Crazy number. 8% of sellers can name 2 agents. Buyers, they do a little bit better. 59% of buyers surveyed can name 1 agent. 22% of buyers can name 2 agents, right? They're not us. They're not real estate professionals who have just a bank of names and realtors and what company they work at. They don't care. It's an amazing stat, like soda brands, for example. If I were to ask you to name some soda brands, Pepsi, Coke, Ginger Ale, Orange Crush, and on and on and on. We can retain 7, 8, 9, 10 soda brands in our mind. Same thing with cars, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars. Realtors to the public, very small amount of people can name more than one. Okay, so knowing that, it's very powerful. Knowing that tells us that the mind share for a real estate professional in the public's mind is small. And those who can get there fastest and stay there can really, really dominate the marketplace. So our sphere is important. We all know what a sphere of influence is. But more important than our sphere is our sphere's sphere, right? We all know 100 people. Those 100 people all know 100 people. That's 10,000 people. Penetrating those 10,000, that's where your business explodes, right? Capturing mind share in those 10,000 is where your business really scales and really grows. So all we do as realtors and salespeople in general, it's not just realtors. All we're doing is we're trying to move people from some of these outer rings I have here on the screen down into the middle ring, your immediate sphere of influence, but not just your sphere of influence, your allied resources, right? An allied resource is someone in your world who refers you a ton of business, often, consistently, and they're a resource. Hey, my mom and dad are a resource for me. Real estate comes up, they refer me. Takes a split second to refer me. Takes a split second for them to throw my name into the conversation. They're a great allied resource, but I only have one of them, right? I have one mom, one dad. So I don't have thousands of them. I have clients around town who are phenomenal allied resources. They refer me a dozen times a year. They send me 12 listings a year, 10 listings a year, 15 listings a year. Those are amazing allied resources. So the name of the game is growing that allied resource total, growing that allied resource circle. And what we really are trying to do is we're trying to move people from these outer rings, the general public, people we haven't met, people we have met, but we're just on a first name basis with, or we just know their face. We're trying to move these people down, down, down into our sphere, into that allied resource circle. And there's a few ways to do that. One is consistent follow-up through an automated plan that's well thought out and curated. And how fast you move them down affects your business, right? Sometimes it takes 7 years to move someone from the general public, someone you've never met, to move them down, 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 down into your inner circle where they're using you, or more importantly, or just as importantly, referring you. Sometimes it takes 7 days and everywhere in between. And that really depends on how many times you're able to touch them in a year, get in front of them in some capacity, how good your touches are, how quality the content is that you're touching them with. And there's different levels of touches, obviously. So having a cup of coffee with an allied resource is a way better touch than a spam email that says happy 4th of July, same type of email they get from 40 realtors on that day, right? So there's different levels of touches. So the data will show you that someone who you haven't met, someone in the general public, someone in your marketplace, someone in your zip code who you don't know, to capture that mind share, to be that one realtor that they think of when it's time to buy and sell down the road or refer, you need to touch that person 36 times a year. 36 touches. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. People who are already in your sphere, people you already have a relationship with, 19 times a year is how many times you need to touch that person in order to stay top of mind, front of mind, totally own that mind share, so no other realtor or no competitor can sneak in and also occupy their mind share and get that referral and get that business. And I know it sounds like a lot of touches, 19, 36. It's really not. You're not knocking on this person's door 36 times a year. You're not going to do that. That's risky. You'll get shot. You can't do that. You're not calling them 36 times a year, right? You're not running into them on the street 36 times a year. There's a lot of different ways to touch these folks. There's a lot of different techniques. There's a lot of different strategies. So you're going to mix it up. Higher the touch, higher the quality of the touch, the better. But some are going to be clunkers. All of the touches are not going to be great. So 36 touches a year, just think of it this way. First of all, a third of those are going to miss the mark. They're just totally going to miss the mark. So that number gets chopped down dramatically right off the bat. But there's a reason why there's so many touches for someone you haven't met. Okay. And before I get into that, And what do I mean by touch? Well, what are some touches? Monthly newsletter, quarterly report on the neighborhood, quarterly report on the local market, quarterly report on the statistics of the national market. They're all decent touches put together in a very inexpensive way and delivered to them. Events that you host as a local business person, invites to those events, great touch. A lot of us do postcards. A lot of us do some smart digital mailers. These are all touches, right? These are all ways to get your name, face, and content in front of a potential client or someone in the marketplace. They're all not created equally. And again, a lot of them miss the mark. Here's the reason why there's so many of them, because this is usually how it looks, okay? If you look at just a calendar, January to December, you don't know where on that calendar line the referral opportunity is coming, okay? So if you have someone in your database or someone in your sphere, right? Let's say it's your cousin who you only see around holiday time in December. He's your second cousin, you love him, I'm sure he loves you. You see him once a year and that's it, okay, for whatever reason. So that cousin of yours that you see in December once a year, in April, cousin Joe gets a phone call and it's his buddy moving back to town from California. And he's just calling him to give him the good news. Joe, I'm coming back to town. Can't wait to see you. Joe's thrilled. He says, oh my God, let's go to a Sixers game when you get in town. Let's grab a beer. Have a great day. Click. That's what happens most of the time. Okay. But what you're trying to do as a realtor, as a local salesperson, business person to capture that mind share, you're trying to create a different outcome. You're trying to have Joe, cousin Joe, say, oh, great, you're coming to town. Oh my God, call Bob. Bob's my realtor. Bob's my cousin. He knows the market like no one else. That's what he does. He takes people around. I'm going to connect you today. That's the result you're looking for. Front of mind, top of mind. Cousin Joe doesn't even have to think about it, just automatically refers you. And this isn't just reserved for cousins. Okay. Again, this is your whole sphere and their sphere. Okay. So Joe, who you only see once a year in December, that's the only time you touch him. Okay. You have whatever holiday dinner with him. He gets the call in April from his buddy moving back to town. If you've touched Joe 36 times that year, or 19, because he's in your sphere, 19 times, different outcome. Okay. He gets the call in April. But in February, he gets your Eagles magnet that goes on his fridge in the mail. A week later, he gets your quarterly report of what Q4 of the year before did, or what his home is now worth based on fourth quarter of last year's numbers. He gets that newsletter. March, he gets your monthly newsletter that gets delivered by email or by mail. Later in March, he gets a postcard from you, just sold postcard of something you sold in the neighborhood, on and on and on and on. You touch Joe 7 times leading up to that referral opportunity, and then 2 or 3 times coming down off of that referral opportunity, the numbers show that the percentage chance that he is going to refer you and remember to refer you, top of mind, with no effort, go through the roof. Does that make sense? The distance between your last touch and the referral opportunity that someone in your sphere or your database gets or has, the distance is directly proportionate to the percentage chance they're going to refer you without even thinking about it. Okay. I'm going to say that again. That's really important. The distance between your last couple of touches and your last touch with that contact, that person in your database, that person in your sphere, and the referral opportunity that comes their way is directly proportionate to the chance, to the percentage chance that they're going to refer you, top of mind, without hesitation, without thinking about it. Okay. And if you can do that at scale, I don't know how many people you have in your database, but it's directly proportionate to your paycheck. I'll tell you that. So if you have 10,000 people in your database and you're touching all 10,000 19 times a year or 36 times a year, and those referral opportunities are coming all year long, different months, different quarters, different weeks, and you're touching these people, the referrals are just going to explode. Okay. That's the way it's done. The agents who understand that are the agents with the huge business in your marketplace. The agents who understand that are the agents that scale their business very fast. They go from nothing to something enormous in just a few years. Okay. The agents who understand that are the agents who say, hey, my business is 98% referrals, or my business is 98% repeat. They're the agents who understand this, right? They're the agents who have a great database and they have a good relationship with their database. Okay. It's not just having a database, it's keeping a consistent relationship with your database. And that's it in a nutshell. You master that one thing, sky's the limit. Okay. This strategy also keeps or this philosophy, it's not a strategy. This keeps your costs down. Okay. Because generating leads from your database, generating leads from your sphere is a lot cheaper than buying leads, which are also very low quality leads that some of us buy. So it's better quality leads with faster turnaround, easier to work with, and a lot cheaper.